Were you surprised with the outcome today?
I listened to the union on the media, and I was not surprised. When you have the representative saying, I will be re-entering negotiations as soon as we have the result, I think it makes his own answers up there.
I mean, some people might think that they're almost playing into your hands, because if they don't negotiate and you dismiss them and then take them back on new terms, you've won that way very simply.
But the area that we cannot understand is why the union would put a worse offer to its members than the one that their own drivers' representatives had put forward to the department.
Where does it go from here in the sense of timescales now? You said you're going to renegotiate or open negotiations again.
We are still willing, if the drivers come back to us next week and they ballot on their original proposal to us, we are still willing to accept it.
Have you got a plan if they do go on strike? I mean, we don't have an army to bring in or anything like that on the Isle of Man. What happens if they decide to strike, especially at a sensitive time of the year, which has been sort of looked at beforehand on this?
We do have provisions in place, but it will not be a full service. We will not be able to provide a full service to the public.
You'll have Ian Longworth and co-managers running out doing buses?
I think when we've had problems before, members of our staff have come in and they've driven the most critical duties that we need to provide.
And what is critical? Is it school buses or is it the hospital buses?
We will hope to see that we would try to get the school buses in. We would try to see if we can get the main bus routes in the morning and in the evening and to the hospital. But it all depends how many people that we can get in to fill those duties.
So these plans are drawn up?
We have our provisions already lined up. A lot of it does depend on those members who would be coming in and effectively coming across what could be a picket line.
What is the situation in the Isle of Man about pickets? Such a rare thing. I mean, is it made easy for people to cross picket lines?
We had a strike with the bus inspectors over 3 years ago where people did come over. That it was a very peaceful demonstration at the time. So yes, we will have to deal with it. I would urge the drivers to read what was actually in this, how this would affect them. And we are very much aware that this, it is a pay cut and people will be living to it. But we have very little option as there is no additional money in there to continue to run the services that we do at these rates.
We often hear the number 35,000-ish bandied around for what bus drivers are getting. Is that correct? What is an average bus driver in the Isle of Man getting? And then what's the private sector paying, roughly?
You're looking an average on the Isle of Man between 38 and 39,000.
Nearly £40,000?
As an average, yes.
As an average, so people are on more than that?
There is, yes.
Okay, and what would the private sector be paying, do you know?
I'm aware that in the UK, in areas, it's about 25.
So are you attempting to basically halve some of these people's salaries over the next few years? I mean, is that where you're going? Are you going from this very good salary, by sounds of it, down to the mean average across the UK?
No, what we're looking at is because of our budget situation, unless we come into a situation where, that our budgets are reduced further, we are trying to get efficiencies. We are trying to make sure that we provide the services.
But how low do you expect the bus drivers to go?
We haven't got any figure on that. We've not been looking at that. This is an area that, as you're aware, I've been in this situation since the end of July. I've not looked at any figures in the future. This is an area that we're dealing with at the moment.
Are you happy the way you handle this?
I think I've been honest. I've always been honest with people about where I'm going to. Maybe that's what's thrown them.
Is this you just stamping your...
No, it's not. I've always been honest with people. I've said it as I see it. If people want to talk to me, but I'm quite open to it. But we are in a financial situation, and we have shown those figures to the union. But for some reason, they didn't want to believe them. I do not know what else we can do to show them the situation that the department is in.
Well, we're taping this on Friday night, after hours as such, business, end of business. Do you expect to hear from somebody before Monday, or will they just be waiting until then to pick this up?
I understand there's been discussions this afternoon. They will be going back to talk to their members. From that, I hope come Monday that the union will come back to us and say, we are prepared to go back to what the drivers put to us as their preferred option. And this is the drivers. The drivers have offered this option. We've not demanded it this way. They offered it to us.
Finally, though, I mean, it has been a nibbling away, hasn't it? I mean, every time they've conceded something, then you've gone after them again. This isn't going to be the end of it, is it?
We have to work at trying to deliver a public service. It's not just across this department. You will know about many other departments that have got what they call Spanish practices. I'm sure that other departments are looking to try and get within their budgets. We are trying to work with our drivers and with the unions to try and ensure that in the fairest possible way.
How many other Spanish practices are there in the buses?
I think we are addressing a number of them. It is an area that you will only recognise as a practice when it sort of flares up. So we are having a review, seeing what we can do. We are talking to the drivers because don't forget, these actually give them their wages, some of these terms and conditions about hourly work. So we are trying to work with them to try and make it fair.
So you are going to go back and get...
No, we are talking with them now. Yeah. Last year there was discussions about this and they decided not to take the option last year to deal with the paid meal reliefs. We have this budgetary constraint. It has been cut since last year. And, it is either this or unfortunately we could be in the position where we have to start saying, I'm sorry, we cannot afford to provide this service anymore.
I mean, I've heard ones, for instance, that members of the family can use the buses. Is that a true one?
It is true.
So you term that as Spanish practice, I suppose?
That is a perk of the job that was put in many years ago. That
would you be going after that one?
We are looking at... I couldn't believe there was members of the department who weren't even bus drivers who had these passes.
People who had left or just never been in a bus driver?
That had left and had never been a bus driver, and some people who were bus drivers still had a pass. And we are addressing that.
When will this be concluded, do you think?
I would hope that next week, that if the drivers talk to their representatives, see exactly what they were proposing, that they would accept their original proposal. We cannot afford to give any more money away. This is what we have to save. Our position has been quite firm on this. We don't have much choice on this. We cannot go back for more money. These are areas that we have to tackle. If drivers come up and say, well, maybe you could save money here or maybe we can save money there, that holds off certain things in the future. But we really do have to address these areas now.